Ben Kenyon after the women's rugby playoff victory in overtime with team captain Amanda Martin. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. First, let's just get your comments on today's game.
I think that we went in there really strong. We knew it was going to be a tough game, the toughest game of our season, and the toughest game of the 3 years that I've been here. So I'm really proud of everybody that came out and gave it their all today.
So you guys were down early and then came back, evened it up, and it was a battle, it seemed like, the whole way through. Maybe talk about that defensive battle.
Yeah, it was really tough. We're not used to that big of a competition. Our other games this season have been pretty easy, and they came out really hard. They wanted this more than us at the beginning, but then we dug really deep down, and we knew that we wanted to win this. So we really just brought our defense line up, and we just gave them a run for their money.
It seems like you guys came out hard in the second half. You scored that try in the first few minutes. Did that give the momentum in that second half?
Yeah, coming out and scoring real quick, it always pumps everybody up, and I think that really set the pace for everybody, and it really motivated everybody. It seemed like they were really pumped, so it was awesome.
You guys haven't really played an overtime game. Usually you guys have won pretty big. So what was the thoughts going into that overtime session?
None of us wanted this to be the last game of our season. When we heard that we were going into overtime, we were just pumped. We just really wanted to score that first try and win the game.
And then maybe you could break down that last try.
That last try, we were supposed to come around and go a weak side, but we ended up adjusting to the play, and we came around strong side, and we ended up scoring with a lot of support, so it was awesome.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll let you go enjoy the win with your team.
Thank you.
Good luck going the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Coach Wilson, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me, Ben.
First, let's just get your general thoughts about today's game.
Going into today's game, this was our first playoff in the Division I. So last year, we were Division II. We did real well in Division II. We made it to about 18th in the nation. This was our first time playing in Division I. We're in the Midwest under the Thunderbird South Conference. So just going into today was a lot of emotions because it's our first time ever playing Division I conference games. So preparing for this week, we had a lot of help from many coaches. Many thanks to the new director of rugby, J.D. Stevenson. He has helped us out tremendous. So just preparing for this week, before even getting to today, just has been crazy, And then going into today's game, we didn't know very much about this team. There wasn't any footage on them. So we just came out, we talked about working our own game plan, and just, it was a very emotional game, Ben.
Seems like it was a little flat, a little slow start in the first half. What did you say in that intermission to get the team going?
What we talked about what we need to work on, like basic. But then we started talking about if we don't end up on top, everyone's going home. At this time, if we didn't get the W today, we're done until sevens, which is in the spring, So, and there's some girls that aren't going to be on the sevens team. So for some of those girls and some of those seniors, and we have a girl that's graduating this semester, like this would have been their last game,
Well, it's not fun to go out on your home turf, so it's really good they got the victory. Seems like your girls play with a lot of heart, so maybe talk about that for a few minutes.
So with heart, that's where it comes from. With the girls, if you look at a lot of the other Division I programs, we're just building. We just came into Division I. We're building up. We're doing great recruiting for next year. But if you look and see what they have 30, 40 players. Right now, today on our roster, without injuries, we had 22. Or 21. We only had 21 today. So for us, having 21 players, that's the biggest thing is we have to come together, play as one team, and in the second half, you start seeing that. So at halftime, we were down 12-5. We brought it at the end, 17-17. There's many times that we played within their 10. We played a lot within their 22. There's many times we played within their 10 meters, and we just started playing pick the ball and go, ball control. But there's a lot of times that we didn't put it in. So with that, going into the third half, when it was 17-17, we elected to receive because we knew that the rules would be sudden death, so first team scores wins. So we decided to go for the win. And with that, we were looking at it as this is it. At halftime, I talked about how, no matter, this could be the end. At that moment, it was surreal. This is it. You have 2 10-minute halves, and the first team that scores wins. So the girls, they listened to me, they took it all in, and they just played with all their emotions.
Obviously, a win is good, but with a close win, does that help from a coaching standpoint? There's some coaching points to work on this week.
Yeah, I'd rather have a close win like this and a blowout. When you have those blowouts, like when we won 84-5, 61-0, we don't look as great because we're scoring so much. But this, when it's a close game and we're playing at better competition, you can see where our holes are and where the breakdowns are. So we can see now we have a foot going into on Monday, meeting with JD and saying, like, this is what we need to do. This is what we saw in the game. This is what we need to work on this week. So now we have a footprint for the week going into Saturday.
And thoughts going into the rest of the playoffs?
Going into the rest of the playoffs, it'll be Saturday. We'll play University of Minnesota. Cedar Falls, Iowa is where we'll play at. Just going into that, this whole week talk about what we can do to come out to be at our full potential so we're not playing catch-up and not playing second-half ball anymore like we've been playing. We're going to come out hard, and we're going to bring home a W.
Awesome. We'll let you enjoy the win, and good luck the rest of the playoffs here.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 3 teams for Iowa. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!